Has someone ever invited you to join them for a jog? How about joining them for a run? Would you believe that there would be a difference in their approach if you were asked these questions? These two names look the same or extremely close on the surface, so how do you know if you're jogging or running? Is there a distinction? Which do you think is the better option? In today's video, we'll cover all of that, so be sure to stay with me up until the end of the video. Welcome to Triathlon Global Insights, the motivation channel for all triathletes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with what's happening in the triathlon world. We keep you updated about triathlon news, incredible races, training tips, and information about pro athletes. If you asked 100 individuals the difference between running and jogging, the vast majority would say that jogging is simply a leisurely run. And to some extent, they'd be correct. Although there are no fast rules for jogging versus running speed, most experts agree that the cutoff point is about 6 miles per hour. So you're running if you cover the equivalent of 6 miles or more in an hour, which is a 10-minute per mile pace or 30 minutes for a 5K race. You're jogging if you cover less. However, most people run at varying speeds depending on the distance they're traveling, their age, and the terrain. For example, it would be inaccurate to imply that someone who runs a 10-mile trail in muddy conditions in 1 hour 40 minutes is jogging. As a result, the differentiation based solely on speed is oversimplified. Here are the key differences between jogging and running. Number 1. Form differences. If you're new to exercising and want to do more than merely stroll, you might be asking what the difference is between running and jogging. For starters, non-runners are commonly referred to as joggers. The main difference between jogging and walking is that joggers move just enough to be termed jogging. Joggers do not raise their legs as high as runners do since jogging requires less energy from the body. Joggers have also a higher bounce than runners since they don't have to land on the balls of their feet. Number 2. Intensity and speed. The most noticeable distinctions between jogging and running are speed and intensity. Just looking at it, jogging appears to be a less rigorous workout, but how much less? According to experts, the speed that distinguishes a jogger from a runner is around 6 miles per hour or 1 mile in 10 minutes. Joggers go at a slower speed, which allows them to breathe properly and carry on a conversation while jogging. If the speed is slow enough, they may jog for hours. In addition, the light movement of jogging is gentler on the knees since runners don't have to elevate their legs and knees as high. Running would have to be much more vigorous and at a faster pace. To begin, running necessitates a constant rhythm since you must concentrate on your breathing to achieve the desired time or miles. Running is defined as any speed more than 8 miles per hour or a mile completed in less than 10 minutes. Number 3. Body versus mind. When it comes to this type of cardiac activity, joggers and runners have quite diverse perspectives. Joggers don't run as much as runners and consider it a recreational activity that they may perform outside or on a treadmill. Many joggers will converse with a buddy to pass the time throughout their training. Many people utilize jogging to ponder or clear their minds since it puts less pressure on their bodies. On the other hand, runners are more concentrated since they must maintain stamina to sustain speed. As a result, runners put more mental effort into raising their pace and mileage in a shorter amount of time. To improve mileage, they must concentrate on breathing methods, maintaining proper posture, and not stopping until they achieve the desired distance. Number 4. Calories. Another distinction between running and jogging is the number of calories expended throughout the activity. Again, this is related to both speed and intensity, in that the quicker and more intense your run is, the more calories you burn. If you're evaluating the benefits and drawbacks of jogging versus running for weight reduction, you could conclude that running is the better option because it burns more calories. However, this isn't always the case. If you want to lose weight and start running or jogging, jogging might be a better option if you're a novice or haven't exercised in a while. While higher intensity jogging burns more calories than a calm jog, beginning at a modest speed is considerably more manageable and may thus help you improve your overall fitness and burn more calories. Number 5. Goals. Another significant distinction between jogging and running is the exercise's final aim. Runners usually have a specific objective in mind, whether to improve their mile time, beat their personal best, or prepare for a race. On the other hand, jogging is usually less competitive and goal-oriented, or at least the end goals aren't as explicit as a runner. Building up fitness as a beginning or getting back into activity after an accident is one of the workout goals for joggers. Number 6. Mindset. Another important distinction to consider while deciding between jogging and running is your mentality. For example, because jogging is a lower intensity activity in which you don't have to worry about your pace or distance, you'll be in a more relaxed frame of mind. If you consider yourself a serious runner though, you'll need to concentrate on breathing methods, pace, and accomplishing your final goal, whatever it is. Which is better for weight loss, jogging or running? Because running is more intense and requires moving at a quicker speed than walking, it burns more calories objectively. According to Harvard Health Publishing, a person weighing 125 pounds would burn 295 calories jogging at 6 miles per hour for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, jogging for the same amount of time would only burn 180 calories for a 125-pound person. But bear in mind that jogging may still burn many calories since you can go further and for longer if you keep a steady pace. If you want to start jogging or running to lose weight, running is a terrific high-intensity option to help you achieve your objectives. Whether you want to be considered a runner or a jogger, both need to have sufficient stamina and mental capacity to cover sufficient distance to enjoy the benefits. The only significant difference between the two is the pace and distance covered in 10 minutes. Because less effort is required from the body, jogging has a more relaxed and unhurried sense. They both have a significant favorable impact on your mental health and assist your body in avoiding long-term chronic diseases like heart disease. Whether you consider yourself a jogger or a runner, the most important thing is you are driven to exercise every day for improved health. And that ends our video for today. Now that you know the difference between the two, which do you think is better? Leave a comment below to let us know. Thanks for watching and staying with me up until the end. You may like, subscribe, and press that notification bell so that you'll be updated on our next upload. Take care, everyone. Bye.